gonna try and find myself. So if you're here, jump on and say hello. Coming at you a day late and a different time, so no one knows when I'm coming on now. I'm just gonna wait for Facebook to let everyone know, to alert everyone that I'm online. So I'll just get organised while I'm waiting. I don't know if anyone's got any set up that they, notifications set up, sorry, that alerts them when I'm online. So I'm not going to wait too long. Just have a coffee and then I'll get going. Hey, so who's here? If you're here, say hello. Oh man, my coffee was going cold and I just warmed it up. And I didn't even think about it. I think I warmed it up too much. I nearly just burnt my tongue. Oh my goodness. So if you're here, say hello so I know you're here. Right, so I'm coming. Hey Jan, how are you? Right, I'm coming to you a day late and at a different time because yesterday I was in a world of pain with my shoulder. I have an issue with my left shoulder that keeps flaring up and the doctors can't tell me what's wrong with it. I was in too much pain yesterday to do anything, so I basically sat and just watched videos all day. That's all I could manage to do. So I'm still in pain today, but I just got to power through and get stuff done. So, because I made these projects to share with everyone, so I need to share them and we need to create them. So pretend it's Wednesday and pretend it's 2 o'clock Brisbane time, my normal time to come to you. And we have these cute projects I'm going to show you today. I need to turn my light around. So, right. Let me adjust the camera just a fraction. Alright, that'll do. Okay, so it is, I don't know what week we're at. A, B, C, D, E, F. It can't be true. We're at week 6 of our 52 Tags SU challenge. Hey Anita, how are you? Yeah, so if you're not aware what the challenge is, myself and a downline, Fiona Ransley from Tasmania, have decided to do a tag a week for 52 weeks, and we're going to run through all the letters of the alphabet and then obviously repeat as we go. Like, anyway. So we're at week 6, we're up to letter F. So I've decided to use the Free as a Bird stamp set to create a tag and then a matching card. So this is what we are creating today. They are not as scary as they look to create, okay? So I'm not going to spend too much time gathering on, except that I've lost, oh no, everything's in there. I'll get myself sorted. The paper we're using, the DSP we're using, oh thanks Anita, I'm glad you like them, is the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. Now there's not a flower in sight in these, is there? No, but see that beautiful check on the back? Love that. That is the reverse side. There's on a few of these papers. That's the reverse side of that gorgeous paper. Now I love that paper. Absolutely stunning. It's flowers, it's me, I love it. But the reverse side, that gingham check is just so cute. So that is the paper I'm using because that background, that check, reverse side of the flowers is just beautiful. You can use it for any occasion, male, female, whatever. So that's the paper in the background. The tag and the dies, I have used the Whimsy, I think they're called Whimsy. Wait a minute. What are they called? Stitched with Whimsy dies. And I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm going to hold it up. So hopefully, I've got to wait for my camera to catch up so that you can see the detail on the edge of that tag right there. You can see the stitching down the side. That's just a little bit of detail that I added with the Stitched with Whimsy dies. So all this we're going to run through because I'm going to make them in front of you. And then I've used the rectangle stitched dies, rectangle stitched dies I should say. to create my little frame here on the card. Okay, and then everything else I need, so I can move them out of the way now. Everything else I need is in here. We'll create the tag first and then we'll do the card. Alright, so I'll move the card for now. It will come back. But because I'm doing this for our tag challenge, we'll just create the tag first. And let me just make sure I have, that is all for the card. Alright, so I'm going to move that aside. Alright, so this is my tag and I don't have my punch. Let me grab my punch. Now this is one of our tag topper punches in the catalogue, and the beauty of these tags, these type of punches, is you can make the tag as long as you want. So I just have a piece here that's as wide as the tag base, which is going to be 2 inches, and I've just got it really long so that I can create the top. Now you can punch it before or after you sponge, it doesn't matter. Now I'm just going to sponge my background, and I have used pale papaya and balmy blue, and I got the inspiration from these colours, would you believe, together. I was watching a floss tube, so I'm a cross stitcher, and I was watching a YouTube video of people who talk about their cross stitching. Hey Jen, no worries, you can come back and watch the replay. I'm not normally on the Thursday, so it's perfectly fine. Yeah, and I was watching this video of this girl who talks about her floss tube, her cross stitching, and she's also into planners, so she bought a heap of stickers for her planners, and there's some really gorgeous stickers that had this colourway, and I went, that is a really beautiful colourway that I would not think of putting together. So that is the inspiration that led to this week's creation. So I didn't know for F what I was going to use. I saw those colours and I went, oh, sky, I could use that with birds. And then I went, F, free as a bird. Hey Janice, thanks for watching. Right, so I'm just going to sponge this tag and I'm going to trim it later. So I've just got the balmy blue, and I don't put a lot of effort into my sponging. And always, if you're not aware, when you are sponging, sponge off from the side to come onto the paper. If you go straight on and you're not careful, you can end up with that, like a splotch that's going to be hard to get out. So just going to do my sky. You can make it as light or as dark as you want. You can make it a gradient, so the sky, when you look at the sky, it goes darker as it gets further up into space. So you could make your top darker and your joining point with your pale papaya lighter as you go down. So that's enough sky for me. That'll do. And then we're going to do the pale papaya. I don't know if I've got the right blending tool. Maybe I do. Alright. So I'm just going to now do the bottom half. Sorry, my finger keeps coming on. I've got to keep tapping the screen to see comments. Yes, Anita, it's amazing where inspiration comes from. It's just floors me every time I see something and go, wow, I could use that. And it's in really random places. So here you go. I've combined my 2 hobbies together. Well, 2 of my hobbies, not all my hobbies. A cross stitching video has given me inspiration for my projects this week. So I'm going to do all this because why not? And I can just cut it off if I don't want to use the whole thing. I can make a really long tag so that someone can write on the bottom of it if they don't want to turn it over and write on the back. So there's our tag, or our sponging done. Okay, so now we're going to grab our stamp set and a block. So if you're just joining me, jump on and say hello. Lovely to have you here. and our Memento ink. I'm going to stamp, sorry, I've moved that one out of reach, out of view. I'm going to stamp the birds where the colours sort of join. And it doesn't all fit, obviously, so I just want to include these three little birds. So about there, looks good. And there's our cute little birds. And I'm going to colour, I shouldn't just truncate everything together, like gonna colour. Using blends, just a few, to colour our little birds. So balmy blue, and there's so many here because they come in a pack of 2, okay? So I'm only going to be using one of each, but I've got them here together in their pairs. So I'm going to be using the dark army blue, the Mango Melody, the light Mango Melody. No, maybe I do use the 2. Sorry, tell a lie, Narelle. The shaded spruce for the leaves, the pumpkin pie for the flowers. There's another pumpkin pie somewhere. That one. The pale papaya for the birds, and then these 2 crumb cake for the branch. Right, so I'm going to start with the light. And just colour in the whole top of the head of the birds. And you can colour over the shading, over the blending. So it works well. Just do a little bit of back. Sorry, I can't talk today. The dark at the back of the beak, at the, top of the heads. The Mango Melody for the beaks. We're going to do the light shaded spruce on the leaves, so all over the leaves. Whoops, that's a flower. I nearly coloured as a leaf. Goodness me. Alright, come back in with a little bit of the dark. Just for a little bit of detail. I'm not worried about if it's, you know, perfectly shaded where it's meant to be. It's just to add a little bit of depth. Is there a leaf there? No, that's a flower. Alright, so now the flowers. This is the pale pumpkin pie. So yeah, it colours over the blending quite nicely, and then the dark pumpkin pie just for a little bit of colour. So if you want to join us on the 52 Tags SU Challenge, just create a tag using this week's theme, and then when you share it on social media, on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you share, then just put the hashtag 52 Tags SU Challenge, because Fiona and I would love to see what you make. And tags are really more useful than people think. They don't have to be just used for a gift. You can put them on a scrapbook page, on a card. Some people just like creating albums of, you know, like the old ATCs. No, ATC, is that the word? Is that what they were called? The little, they were like, not 6x4, they were smaller. 3.5 by 4 or whatever they were. And you just, they're like little rectangles of design work, really. Oh, thanks, Janice. Pretty colours. And I used to be in quite a few of groups where we used to just create them and swap them. And I ended up with folders of them. Artist trading cards, that's what they were called. And then when I moved, I had to unfortunately throw them all out. It's just like, well, what am I going to do with these now? But people do the same thing with tags. So, you know, you could do a tag swap with friends and then use the ones you get on cards or scrapbook pages if you're a scrapbooker. Lots of different ideas. Alright, so there's our birdies. And now we just have to do our branch. So that was pale papaya I've used there. Starting with the dark and then, starting with the light and then highlighting with the dark. Same with the branch. Yeah, so if you wanted to create a tag, just use the hashtag, share it. We'd love to see it. Right, so on the original here, we have some of those die-cut wiggly lines, is what I'm calling them. For that, I've used the largest of the Whimsy dies, and I have just placed it on the side of the tag, just like that, making sure the corner is not sort of like down here. I want it to go off the edge of the tag. It's just to add a little bit of detail. Okay, so then I've just taped that in place. I'm putting the tape on the outside so that if it does tear, it's not really noticeable, because some washi does tear the cardstock. If you want to avoid that, just put it on your hand a couple of times to take the excess sticky off. Okay. Oops, I'll put that back in place. It will still stick, but it won't be super sticky that it's going to tear your cardstock now. Or if you don't want to put it on your hand, you can put it on a bit of clothing, something like that. Right, so I'm going to run that through my stamp cut and emboss machine. And it just fits. So you only got, you know, the width of this to put it on. I might possibly have taken too much sticky off that now because it just moved. So I'm not going to give up, just keep going. I'm going to make this happen. Oh, stop it now, my tag's moving. Oh, yeah. What do they say? Don't work with animals, children, and something like that. And don't do stuff like, right, that, I've taken too much sticky off that now. Oh my goodness. So I love these two colours together. The blue and the apricot. Really, really pretty. And like I said, I would never have thought of putting these two together until I saw that video. She wasn't even talking about cross stitching in the end. She was talking about her planner and the stickers she buys for her planner. You know, it's like sometimes I would turn off and stop watching after she's finished talking about all her cross stitch, because I'm not into the planner thing and the stickers. But I was doing something else, and I just left it playing, and I just looked up, and at the time she showed these stickers, and I went, oh, that's a really pretty colour scheme. I'm going to use that. Right, so there we have, you can see the little line down the side, and it turns here. So like I said, try to avoid having the corner where you're going to see it, move it up off your piece of cardstock, because I've got a corner down here, so I'm going to cut the tag down there. I'm sorry about my dog barking, but obviously there was a car out the front, so he's got to protect us from every little thing. I need to move this over so this die is not off the edge of my plate. Alrighty, here we go. Now run this through again. Sorry if the table shakes. Just got to use that a few more times. So there is our tag. I'm going to trim the bottom of it now, stamp our sentiment on, what sentiment can I've used on here? Your friendship means the world. I might just put thank you. Thanks for being you. Is that one? This one. Whoops, sorry. I just hit the light with my take your pick tool. Oh, goodness. Sometimes these labels are heaps sticky. So if you've just joined me, say hello so I know you're here. And I know you're not used to seeing me on a Thursday. I normally come on a Wednesday. But I'm suffering with some really bad shoulder pain. So I couldn't do anything yesterday. So coming to you a day later. There we go. Pretty, pretty. Right, so if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, jump on and subscribe. I will put the link below this when I've finished, because I haven't sent out yesterday's newsletter. Yep, I will be doing that today. And you just never know what's going to be in my newsletters, so they're worthwhile getting. There might be a free tutorial. Who knows? There might be a special deal. Jump on and subscribe. Right, and there we have our cute little tag. Oh gosh, I can't even pick up the ribbon. Alright, there we go. So there's our tag. So the birds are a little bit lower on this one. And the shading's a little bit different. So I've got more blue than pale papaya. They're basically both about the same size. So there you go, that's the tag. So please join us in our 52 Tags SU challenge. Now we're going to make the card. So the card is basically a replica of the tag. Obviously there's more birds because there's a bigger width than the tag. But I wanted to show you how to do the frame. So this is just my card base. Then my designer series paper, which is going to get glued straight to the card base. Thank you, Janice. You hear my puppy in the background? Oh my goodness. He probably can hear me now and he's barking at me. And Mummy, who are you talking to? Oh dear. Alright, so that's just the card base ready to go. Now, if you notice on this frame, I also have the wiggly wigglies, the whimsy stitched around there. So let's get on and make this. Again, we're just going to sponge our background. Sorry, just had a sip of coffee. I'm not letting that go cold a second time. And again, just doing a rough sponge. I'm not worrying about a great blended look. It's all about just getting some colour on the cardstock. And this paper that I'm colouring now is wider than the frame there. So I don't need to make sure that it's perfect all over. Right, it says 1/2. And now I'm going to move over to blend this because I don't want any of that blue getting into my pale papaya. What is that dog going on about? Sorry if you can hear him in the background. I'll try and talk over him, talk aloud, talk a lot so you can't hear him. Well, it's worrying me that he's barking because look at the mess I'm making of this blending. Oh my goodness me. Let's try and smooth this out a little bit. That is really, really blotchy. Nearly there. I just want to do a little bit more of this. I must have some of this on my hands because I'm leaving a little bit of, I don't know if you can see that, splotches of pale papaya in my blue. That's a little bit better. I won't use that little bit. I'll try to avoid that little bit. Alright, so now stamp my birdies. Just in the middle. I'm moving over to the left a little bit because I want to not, I don't think I can avoid the splotches. It's okay. Right, there's our birdies. They're so cute. I love this stamp set. I really do. I don't use it enough. Now we're just going to colour with our blends. So Barbie blue on the top of the birds' heads. Then go melody for the beak. Pale papaya. And wait, that's the wrong one. Oops, I'm missing one. This is my light pale papaya. All over on the bird's body. We've got one extra bird on the card than we do on the tag. Okay, pale papaya in the middle. We're going to make sure I pick up the right one. The dark pale papaya around the edges of the birdies, I should say. Why do I have to say birdies like that all the time? Oh, I don't know. Just a little bit of the pale around the edges of the dark, and then leave some of the pale not coloured to make a even lighter spot. So it's like a sunlight on the tinnies. Okay, so now the leaves, I'm using shaded spruce. Is this shaded spruce? I think it is, yes it is. So light shaded spruce on the leaves. That's a bird's tail I've just forgotten there. So I hope everyone is creating all their Christmas goodies, starting to think about Christmas and getting all your cards made. I know I've been doing Christmas a bit lately, and I thought today I'd do something a little bit different. Because we've got a whole month of December to talk about Christmas, but yeah, not feeling the Christmas spirit this year. I will soon, no doubt, when the tree comes out and stuff like that starts to happen. Anyone got their Christmas decorations up yet? The Christmas tree up yet? Whoops. My daughter's been hounding to put the tree up for months. And then I've got a friend in, I'm not sure if it's in the UK or, oh, I can't remember where she is now. And she put her tree up during the week. And I wasn't game to tell my daughter. Because she'll go, yes, okay, let's get ours out. She's been hounding for ages. And my excuse at the moment is I've got all my sewing table and stuff in the way where we normally put the Christmas tree. So I went, oh, I'm not ready to pack any of that up yet, so you'll have to wait. And then she tried to tell me yesterday that her birthday is on the 18th of November and that should be our signaling point because all the family's birthdays are done from then, and we should put the tree up on the day of her birthday as her birthday gift. No, I'm sorry, not happening. But when you think about it, it's like, well, all this lead up to Christmas and the tree's up for 25 days and then it's Christmas and then, you know, come New Year it's all pulled down again. So it's like we go to all that effort for a few days. It's very silly. Not a few days, but like less than a month. But we're Christmas tragics in our house. And every year we go to buy more Christmas decorations like we need them. Hole in the head. Anyway, there's our birds. Right, so now we're going to create the frame. And I'm going to use the small frame, the Whimsy dies, because then this combination of rectangles from the stitched rectangle dies fits perfectly around that to create a frame, and then your frame has the stitched Whimsy details. So cute. Alright, so I'm just going to stick that on. I'm just going to put the tape in a place where if it tears my cardstock, because sometimes washi tape will tear your cardstock, it's not going to be noticed too much. So I'm just going to run this through. So I can't see comments. I need to keep tapping on the screen. Sorry, I don't know what's going on in my voice today. Right, so run this through, and we're going to get our Whimsy frame. Alright, so there's our stitched Whimsy frame. Now it doesn't cut out this one, it does just leave the stitching, the Whimsy stitching. You could leave it like that, trim it down and put it on the card front, but I thought it would be cool to actually make a frame of it. If I can get everything detangled. Oh, really sorry. So, the big one goes just on the outside of the stitched Whimsy dies. And this is actually going to cut out. So whatever's left on the side of this frame is actually going to be cut out. So it's going to be discarded, is what I was trying to say. And make sure these are straight. Keep them secure in a few different places. And because these are not touching, you can do both together. Just make sure that it's pretty well even around, creates an even frame. And then keep that in place. Alright, and then run that through. Oh, sometimes I don't have much strength for this. Oh dear. Okay, here we go. Pull that off. Very carefully lift off my washi tape. Right, this gets discarded, or you could actually use it on another card. You can create something in the middle, stamp the birds across and match them up. So if you want to, you can keep that. But now I'm going to just take the dies off. Right, we have our frame, and then we have our middle piece. Right, and to pop them onto the card front, I'm going to use the adhesives, the foam adhesive strips, because you want to sit it up twice as high, and you'll use, so I've used on this one, lots of little, I don't know if you can see them, lots of little dimensionals, which is really hard. See, that one's not lined up, they've come apart. Really hard to get them on nicely. And if you look at it, it like gives it a wavy effect, and I really don't like the look of that. So I'm going to use our strips. Should make it a lot easier, I'm hoping. So these are perfect because they're nice and thin. If I can get them apart. Now I've had these a while, so I'm hoping they've still got their sticky. Right, straight down the middle. So these are what people normally use for like shaker cuts. Doesn't mean you can't use them for other stuff. Trim that one that's a little bit too close to the edge. Now they don't have to butt up because you're not making a shaker card. So I just do it by default whenever I use these strips for some reason. Alright, so now you want to peel off your top layer and put another one on top because you want this frame to sit nice and high around the middle panel. Okay. Sorry, I'm concentrating. I can't talk and concentrate at the same time. Right, last side, and then we can stick it on. Right, that's a little bit off, so let's try and line that one up a little bit better. There we go. Cool. So whatever you have left, you can stick on the sheet. Now mine are a little bit old, so they may not stick that great, like put it back on the sheet. So I may have to discard that, but I have a lot of them. And they're a thing I forget to use, so I need to start using them more. Because I do think of them only for shaker cards. And then when I was making this, I went, oh, I'm a real fool. Those strips would have been perfect. Made it so much easier. And it has. I can tell you, doing this frame this time around compared to the sample is so much easier. Right, so just peeling off the top. Making sure our birds are the right way around. So I'm pretty sure that is on the right hand side. Putting this in the middle, and I've just remembered I haven't done the sentiment on the panel that goes in the middle. So there's our frame, nice and tall and nice and secure and straight and not all wavy like that one. Let's just put a sentiment in here. I'm just going to use the same one because I've got it out. And I don't know if you've noticed, but whenever I stamp, I line up with the grids. I don't just move it so it's closer to me. I actually move it so that it's lined up with our grid lines on our grid paper. So then if it's crooked, I don't have much of an excuse, it's me. Alright, so for this one I have a little bit of ribbon around there and a bow. And I haven't really left room for that, but let's give it a go. I might be able to sneak in a little bit of a bow down there. You can definitely fit the ribbon. I don't think this ribbon has a right and a wrong side. It's pretty much the same. My nails are getting too long. Seriously, they're getting in the way. Give them a trim. Alright, so as I said before, sign up for my newsletter because there's in the newsletter I'm putting out after this in a few hours time, there's information about a seasonal sale that is starting on the 16th of November, running through to the 18th of November. And it's some really good specials on a few items. So the cardstock, our cardstock's going to be on sale, ink pads are going to be on sale, and dies are going to be on sale. So make sure that you sign up to my newsletter to get all those details. And I have a really cool way to get even more. So I'll tell you now. In the sale on the 16th, from the 16th to 18th of November, our cardstock is 10% off. Our ink pads are 15% off. And our dies are 20% off, I'm pretty sure. Now, if you want an even bigger sale, an even bigger special, so you can get an extra 20% off each of those. So let me just grab, hang on. I just want to make sure I've got these figures right. I don't want to get it wrong, tell you the wrong thing. Alright, 10% off cardstock, 15% off ink pads, and 20% off dies. Alright, so if you want 40% off your dies, you know, nearly half price, then if you join Stampin' Up between now and then, you can add on top of that discount your demonstrated discount. So when you join Stampin' Up, you get off all your orders 20% as your demonstrated discount. If you join before that sale, you get to apply that demonstrated discount on top of the sale prices. So you will get the 10% discount on the cardstock plus your 20% discount as a demonstrator. You will get the 15% off the stamp pads as well as your 20% discount as a demonstrator. And then the dies, you also get your 20% discount off the 20% sale on the dies. So 30%, so you'll end up with 30% discount on the cardstock, 35% discount on the ink pads, and a massive 40% on the dies. Now that is amazing. Truly, truly an amazing deal. And to make that even better, we currently have a joining special. So when you join Stampin' Up, you don't have to be a demonstrator in that you don't have to sell anything, you don't have to do classes. You can just buy the product for your own personal use and enjoy getting a discount on your purchases. Normally it is $169 to join, which is really good value because for that $169 you get, hey Sue, for that $169 you get to choose $235 worth of product from any current catalogue we have at the time. and free shipping. But we have a joining special for the month of November, which means you don't pay $169 to get that $235 worth of product. You pay just $130. How amazing is that? That is so awesome. And when you join my team, I don't pressure anyone to do anything. Seriously, you can just buy for your own creating needs, for your own designing, whatever you want to do with it, and then I'll leave you alone. If you don't want to ever hear from me again, that's fine with me. You can just buy for your own little discount. If you want to do classes and sell to friends and family, I'm always there for my team to help them. I do regular training and updates and things like that. So, you know, if you never want to do anything with it and you want to buy just the starter kit and then do nothing, that's okay. It's a perfect opportunity to get $235 worth of product. Pay $130. How good's that? Alright, and then, like I said, when you join, if you join before the 16th of November, you also get your discount on the sale. Super awesome. Alright, so all I've done now is I have put my bow on the bottom, my ribbon on the bottom of that panel, and I have just tucked it in to that frame. And there we have a cute little card with our frame. I've got this adhesive a little bit crooked, but it's okay. It works because it's angled down there a little bit. So I have offset my adhesive a little bit. So looking forward to on stage this afternoon. Sue, it's your first. It's exciting. That's the other thing. When you are a demonstrator, you get to have gatherings with your international demonstrator friends. So we have an international conference every year called On Stage. And for the last few years, we've had to do it virtually thanks to COVID. And our On Stage this year is starting this afternoon, which is really, really cool. And we get lots of goodies when you sign up. You get a bag and a notepad and really cool stuff. And during the event, you get giveaways. You get to see the catalogs. So the catalogs that are coming out in January, we get to see that this weekend. We get to order from it. Oh, it's amazing. Alright, so there we go. There's today's cards, and we're all done with the tags. And the tags. So I'm only making the one card and the one tag today. And that is what we have created today. I'm trying to cover up my messy desk here. There we go. Alright, so that's for our 52 tags SU challenge. And we're up to the letter F. So I've used Free as a Bird stamp set for the letter F. And I've covered it up. Alright, so there we go. And again, if you want any information on joining my team and making the most of that sale that's coming on the 16th of November, or just all the benefits of joining, please talk to me, message me, call me, whatever. It's a really good deal. And being a demonstrator is the best thing. You don't have to do lives like I do and create and share. And you can just buy for your own needs and, you know, enjoy the discount and have fun creating with your discounted goodies. So I'll have the link below to join if you're interested. I've got a few people who are very interested. So they've probably asked me all the questions that you're going to ask me. And so I'm ready with the answers with any concerns you have. There's nothing to be concerned about. One of the great things about Stampin' Up is that if you join and then you can't make the minimums, you can just drop. Okay, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to keep your account. You don't have to pay anything back or give anything back. You can keep purchasing using your discount as long as you can. And then if you can't afford it anymore, then you just don't put another order in and your account will close eventually. And the good thing about joining now is that you don't have to meet any minimums until March, April next year. So whenever you join your first quarter, and the current quarter is October, November, December, so you don't have to do anything in sales by the end of December. You get that first quarter free. So that means that you need to meet your minimum by the end of March, by the end of the second quarter from when you join. So then you've got January, February, March. If you still can't make your minimum by the end of March, they give you an extra month for free to try and make your minimum. So you don't have to do any sales until the end of April. So you've got all that time to save up to put in one large order if you want to make a minimum. So, and the minimum's not that hard. If you are an avid crafter and you buy a lot of stuff, you won't have a problem meeting a minimum. So don't ever be scared about having to meet a minimum. It's not scary. If you can't meet it, you just simply drop and you go back to being a customer. So nothing scary at all. So if you have any questions, contact me. Let me know. If you want to join in our tag challenge, just make a tag using this week's theme, which is the letter F. Can be anything. Can be a technique starting with F, a product starting with F, an occasion starting with F. So you could do something for a friend. Friend starts with F. If you want to do anything using our theme, just share it on social media using the hashtag 52tagsSU challenge, and we would love to see what you make. Thanks for joining me. Apologies again, I'm running a day late, but I should see you next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is Brisbane time. And yeah, any questions, let me know. Until then, happy creating, stay safe, and I'll see you all next week. Bye bye.